my channel. It's your girl Ritebo Mkhambane, and I'm back with another banger. Like, guys, oh my gosh, y'all have been texting me and DMing me on my Instagram asking me for more story times. Like, guys, I know, I understand. Like, I have been so busy. I've been so busy with school, but I'm back by fire, by force. But anyway, so welcome. If you are a new subscriber, like, welcome to the family. Feel free. And if you are a regular, y'all the real OGs, you know what I'm saying? Okay, guys, so today's story time is about how I accidentally, actually, it's about how I accidentally dated my cousin. Yeah, I know how it. So back in 2015, I was so innocent. Was I don't know. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. You know what, man? I actually did a lot of things, and I'm grateful that God gave me the opportunity to experiment, not experience. Cause I've done that. I've been there. I know what you're talking about. So I was still in high school yet. But anyways, yeah. So it was on a month end, I remember, because my mother sent me to town. She sent me to town to run a few errands for her. Like, you know how parents are. Actually, you know how mothers are. So she sent me to town to like buy groceries, the account, the rest I could say, like, I don't remember. So I bumped into this guy. He was so cute. Anyways, guy's name Mysterious. Let's call him Mysterious. So I bumped into Mysterious at the mall, and wow. Yo. So I was actually in a hurry because my mother was busy calling me, and then on the other hand, mysteriously, and he wanted to talk to me, like, because apparently re grab attentions at each other. So I'm like, no, dude, I'm in a hurry actually. But inside, I'm like, yes, I want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my mother's calling me. I answered the call. And I'm like, no, mama, the line is like, yeah, relax. No, I gotta relax, I want clappy. But yeah, so Mysterious is like, no, let me buy you a cold drink. Like, I'd like to know you and all that. Like, what's a guy? Like, I've never seen you before. Like, let's have a magic that, got the pickup lines. It's I wanted to useless. So yeah, I'm like, no, I'm from around when I can't tell what like, because Lena, it's actually my first time seeing you here, right? It's like, no, I'm actually from Joburg, but like, Ning Bloom. Let me put it like that. Because he's 50-50. Sometimes he's in Joburg, sometimes he's in Bloemfontein, right? So cool. Since he's a very respectful guy, I meant he asked for my number and I gave it to him, and then like, yeah, we exchanged numbers, and then we were like, we will continue this conversation on WhatsApp. Good. So I got home and then I called my bestie, and I'm like, girl, I bumped into this guy, and yo, he is so attractive. Like, I told her everything. You know how you communicate with your best friend, right? So I'm like, I bumped into this guy, but the only problem is that he's not from around. And then my friend was like, I went up like, you don't know, like, I'm like, which is the truth. So my guy one caller, he asked me if whether I sharp. I'm like, yeah, sharp. When I'm like, yeah, since I go by and but like ladies, so because in a little more around 6 p.m. So 3 weeks here pass, and hi pass, me and the guy, we're still communicating, because I get a guy, he's from Joe Bloemfontein. Let me put it like that. He's from Joe Bloemfontein, because he's 50-50. Sometimes, as like I've said before, sometimes he's in Bloemfontein, sometimes he's in Joburg. So guy, he asked me out. I'm like, okay, so how is this going to work? Oh, he was a first year student then. Now I was in grade 9. I don't know, I think 10 or something. Yeah. So guy one shell, I'm like, okay, so how is this going to work? Because like, this is gonna be a long distance relationship, and I've never been in a long distance relationship before. He's like, no, don't worry, we'll make it work, right? We'll make it work. I'm like, okay, cool. Plus Lena, I'm like, oh, but banana sometimes say, yeah, Lena is Lena ke laba attracted to wena, like, like all those things. So 2 months passed, our relationship intercontinue or WhatsApp because a long distance relationship. Plus we were happily in love. Neke mrata o nangata next nataba o etsa Joburg. Much as lena nas nataba, but it seemed legit, like nekare, you know. So yeah, I think after Boma 3 months ritual, guy one call, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go to Bloemfontein this weekend because my mother is not around. So his parents are divorced. Joburg, he stays in Joburg with his dad. So in Bloemfontein, give my mama hi. He's like, I'm gonna go to Bloemfontein this weekend. My mother's not around and over like so I would like you to come with me, Risalisa. I was like, yeesh. What am I going to tell my parents? Because, I'm always an indoor person. Like, I've never slept outside my house. I get robala outside. It's either I go to my PJ party or something, but Boma outside, like I've never done that. He's like, no, we'll think of something, something will come up. So time goes, nakoya vaya, we're still thinking of a plan for and then namgel because I like I was so tired of doing the dishes. I was so tired of always waking up early. Like, so time is not on our side until I get like a plan. Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to forge a letter. Oh, plus, it was during recess, not recess. It was during school holidays. I get it back then. I was still in high school. It was during school holidays. So I remember I told my parents that I'm going to a camp, go Bloemfontein EE. I went to the internet cafe. I gave it to them. Dude, they approved just like that. Even I told my friend, oh, you know what? I'm gonna need a favor from you. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to write this and that on the letter, and then I'm going to include your number also there for in case if my parents want to call my teachers or something. Kuba o pretend hoba like teacher waka and tell them yes, we are going to the school camp, to the whatever camp. Like I don't remember Nikumoti, but it had something to do with camping and all that, right? So my friend didn't like the idea at first because my friend is I am also Christian, but Yana, she's a 10 times Christian. She's more Christian than me, right? She was like, okay, I don't like this at all. Like, what if something happens to you in like your parents are gonna blame me? I'm like, relax, nothing's gonna happen. Relax. When I just tell them, just pretend to be my teacher. Tell them, oh yes, we are going to Bloemfontein and we're gonna need Bukana. So it was D-Day. My parents bankapa bankisa taxi rank, the taxiing what's this Bloemfontein. Fine. As soon as they left, I got in the taxi again. They paid the drive. Luckily enough, I knew that guy because the guy, he's the one who takes us to school, right? So I knew him. I knew Hora. Like, it was simple. So Bansi that then my parents left. As soon as they left, I got out of the taxi. I told the guy who didn't tell, yes, I am going to Bloom, but not with you. My boyfriend is coming to pick me up, I mean. He's like, hey, boy, now when since when also when I asked, because he was so shocked because I was that girl. Okay, I was always talkative. I was that girl, but then I wasn't naughty. He was like, hey, when just be careful, be safe. Give me back my money. So I'm Zaga guy. He call my boyfriend and I tell him that okay, my parents are gone. You can come and get me, right? So I feel like guy. So guy give the way I see it, because I never really asked my mother about guy's family. Let me put it like that. I never really asked my mother about his family, but I remember once my mother but like no, his parents are very successful so never like guys so I don't love the guy and then boom and then we went to Bloom. As soon as we got to Bloom, obviously he gives me a tour of the house. It's so big, like it's not that big. People man, I don't care. I'm not gonna say it because it's gonna be like but then yeah, he gives me a tour of the house. He tells me to make myself at home, and then his friends bam call hey dude, where you at? Right? He's like, no, I'm at my house with my girlfriend, Dinta. They're like, come, they're like, a small street. He's like, okay, get like okay, we got there to small street. He introduced me to his friends. So again, now the guy, like we talked about everything. I told him that Mina, I'm into media, like I want to pursue media after high school. So I want to pursue media after high school. So one of his friends is a radio presenter. He's a radio presenter on a Spanish radio nda. So he introduces me to him, wamjetsa dintang, and that Lena, I wanna be in that field wabo. So guy for the advice, dintang, but like when I already hit me up and all that. So time went, we only stayed in Bloemfontein for like 3 days, or was it 4 days? Yeah, we only stayed in Bloemfontein for like 4 days. So nagoya via and kisa high I'd see the taxi, find the taxi from the taxi, get high. So guy ne, most of the time he used to come to my hometown. So every time when he got to my hometown, obviously obata ho kopana lena, because get chance, right? So he told me that he has family that side. So onadula at let me say maybe twice a month go better. But like no, I have family this side, I'm like, okay, it's cool. That will work because then it will work in our favor since we're in a long distance relationship, it's like a benefit. So guy, every time we would go out, we would go to the park, guy on a we would do all those things. So 9 months down the line, like me and the guy, we're still seeing each other, like our relationship is still strong. So guy, I don't know who told him, but then he's like says like, okay, I'm gonna come to Bethlehem this coming week because my aunt passed away. I'm like, oh, sorry, my condolences in wabo. So jiggy little now sometime during that week, my mother call it from my dad. My dad is like, oh, there's a funeral. I don't know kimang girl who passed away. My dad he wants to introduce me to his side of the family because those people like side ya family ne drug. So yeah, bad drug. So yeah, I'm never going to introduce her to the cousins family like I'm never going to introduce her to my family. So my brother's like, okay, it's cool. So fine, Lena, like a guy, okay, so Lena, someone from my father's side of the family passed away. I don't know who, because I don't really know the people from my dad's side of the family, right? So okay, but like I get you wanted us to meet on Saturday. So I'm not really sure if we'll meet on Saturday because my dad it's an introduction, it's unnecessary because these people knew about me all along. Why all of a sudden for what? So it's Friday, guy arrives in town, he hits me up, he's like, hey, where you at? I'm like, I'm at the salon, what's up? He's like, no, I just wanted to see you. But like, get busy. I'm busy plating my head as we speak. How about we meet up on Sunday? Because it seems like it's tomorrow, Saturday, it's going to be a long day for me. So he was cool with that. He was like, okay, it's cool. Sunday it is. Get via Monday. So it's D-Day, Saturday. Guys, we are like 2 hours late. My mother is busy taking her precious time. Gonna go here late. Like, we got there at 11. That time, the funeral started at 9. So how feel like they've already gone to the cemetery. So my mother's like, hi, you know what? I'm like, it's cool. How about my mother over the grand entrance? I think when's the gabo. So after an hour or so, people started coming back. They started coming back, and obviously, Paya Dijon. So Gaya Dijon the plate, and then as soon as I got to our car, my dad he's like, okay, baby girl, go wait the fasty, because I want you to meet the rest of your family. Like I want to introduce you to a family, right? I'm like, okay, get like fast, So guy, now he was not around, right? So now when I think about it, he actually came late, guys. He actually came late. But two various people started arriving about 12:01, 2. So now again, I'm like, maybe he stayed behind to help the other guys. Hotel go craving and all that. So yeah, guys. Yeah, attempting. My dad is busy he's busy giving these long lectures, like busy got these speeches, our family history and all that. Okay, I feel like it will have my guy. My dad was introduced my younger cousins were introduced, and then officially, but like, this is my daughter. As soon as I felt this is my daughter, Mysterious appears. I'm like, oh, this is Mysterious Bitep, your cousin. I was shocked. I was tired. My legs were so weak. I had so many questions in my head. I hated my family. Because if Balara introduced us from before, none of this would have happened. Like, get check Mysterious. Mysterious, he's furious. Like, no bona anger mo facing your high. Why? So I stayed behind. I actually didn't want to go after him because nobody bulls at in time, you know. So I stayed behind, did cousins, but my mind was not there. Literally, I was thinking about this whole thing. Cousin yak. You text the guy will ignore and text the Zach. Send a SMS. Same thing. Fine, I got home. I called the guy. Will ignore and call Zach. I'm like, what the not? So after 4 days, he calls me. He's like, I'm in town, Bitebo. I really need to see you. I'm like, okay, where you at? One guy. I'm like, okay, no. Yeah, like we talk about this whole thing. Like guys, like you know ujole motho for 9 months yonke. Only to find out who motho ke cousin ya hao. So that guys, I asked the guy, okay, so what's the way forward now that we family? He's like, let's not break up. I'm like, what time? Dude, number one, I have never done this before. I have never dated anyone from familiar. Number two, lang frikanya ntle ke site ya family ya time malaga le wena o batla go mfrikanya o edela pressure mo. Number three, o batla ne re jole like o hante like, are you okay? He's like, no. These people don't know who already tang between in. So let's continue with our relationship. I'm like, no, I can't do this. Like, I've never done this. It's so inappropriate. Like when it's disgusting actually. I'm like, you're next to a cousin. So I broke up with him. Guy was mad, like he was furious. I'm blocked WhatsApp moto. So I haven't seen this guy in like 5 years or so until last week. Last week I bumped into him go Val Mall. I'm like, hey, how unfair to see some blog or WhatsApp. Like, you know, like we were so happy to see each other. He's like, how are you doing? You still look good. Like, sharp, in house school. He's like, I'm working now. By the way, he now has family. So moral of the story is, guys, the family, the snacks. Cousins next time or something. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, let me be serious. Moral of the story is, not like the way I see it, I feel like families should actually introduce bana to each other when they're still young in order for such things to not happen, right? So I feel like Baskara excluded. Yes, sometimes they have their own reasons, maybe family or very toxic or something, and babatlari keep a distance. But by introducing, what would have happened if kilaba pregnant high? But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I'll see y'all in my next video.